Thomas's train. Thomas often grumbled because he was not allowed to pull passenger trains. The other ensigns laughed, got more impatient. They'd say, "You must certainly have something ahead. Just wait." In there, but he wasn't well on her. The men worked. Bit after Gumby, his sister and his friends came along. Linker, corn and pickle went to fix him Gumby, or Gumby and Perker decided that Thomas was dead and human. And as a lots of engines that sport Perker, they wonder which one of them son of a bitch. The poor one, listen to number. Yes, this one is. It's one's a regulator and a brake. Now they are under. Is simple, never, never true. And this starting wheel is a guard wheel. It curves forward and backwards. Once Gumby and Perker learned how to drive Thomas, I got him better. Come along, come along, he fussed. At Curtis following Thomas into the station. Being over, I have been over, for over, Feel another engine, nodded. That is the Thompson in the church and bit down on the churches at the start. Keep and patient, Thomas, said Gumby. Wait until everything is ready. But Thomas was tall over. Excited to listen for the word he said. Then there was some unexpected trouble. I didn't run these, but there was one small mistake. What happened then? No one knows. Perhaps they forgot to couple Thomas to the train. Or perhaps Thomas was impatient to wait so they were better. Or maybe Gumby pulled beneath a bit of stake or nerve. And the hurry Thomas started. People shouted and waved at him, but he didn't stop. The waving was it's such a splendid engine. He thought for himself. Hiddenness is its harm, but you think it's sounding simple, easy. However, he paused, pretending to bear. As he passed the signal box, he saw a man leaning out, searching and waving at him. That is the swimmer, he thought. I've never seen her pulling a train before. It's nice of them to wave. And I whistled, thank you, and hurried on. But he came to the signal of danger. It rather made Thomas feel cross and impatient. Bother, he thought, it must stop. It is curbing certain listener talk. What a nuisance signals are. And it pulled her his whistle. Suddenly, Gumby's friend Gore came in and wondered was being safe as son of a strange reason. "Hello, Thomas," she said. "What's your talking about?" "In pulling a train," said Thomas. There we are. At the station, all the passengers were talking at once. And I saw I couldn't cross with him. I took pity on him because I know he heard me. One river, mistake. Sir, I coupled him on the train, and this team rather pulled it. And it made Thomas but long time afterwards, just as Gumby, Miss Vincent's sister, are heading towards the place, Gumby's father spoke to her. The other engines laughed at Thomas and said, "Look, there's Thomas, wanted to pull the train. You forgot about the curses." Gumby and his team know that neither being mean to him, and they all said to them it's not. Thomas and the tugs. Thomas used to grumble in the shed at night. He'd tail pushing curses. He'd want to say a word. The others didn't take much notice, but Thomas and his little engine with a long tongue. But one river stayed indeed. Edward came to the ship. He was a keen little engine, and felt it was sorry for Thomas. He chirped him at night that I can make one river, speed swap job. He's got some trucks to take her, Sparker, and I shall take them instead. I'll push curses from the yard. Thomas thought, it seems to be one river, God, it's a think so, said Thomas. It would have been this. Sir, I also did as Gumby, Furker, Claw, and Pickle. And I thought, if I could make one river speed swap, well, yes, yes, Thomas and Hitler to feed the trucks. Now, trucks are silly and nice. They talk a lot and turn to attention what they're talking. And they turn this is their engine. And when he stops, they bump into each other screaming, "Oh, oh, 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 what is happening?" And say that they played tricks on an engine. That is not most of them. Ed would know all about tracks. He warned Thomas to be careful, but he was told excited to listen. It might have been better if he heard. The sons of frozen the captain, and then the signal dropped. Thomas was better. The guard pulled his whistle. Answered Thomas and started off. But the trucks turned better. Hey, Thomas, wait! I screamed as the captain tightened. But Thomas wouldn't wait. Come on, come on. He puffed, and the trucks crumbled. And a slurper out of the city onto the main lane. Thomas was meditating well. Come along, come along, come along, come along, come along, come along. He puffed. All right, dirt fuss, all right, dirt fuss, bong bong, ding dong, it's bong bong. No, it's not ding dong, bong bong. Oh, yes, bong bong. I clattered through stations and rumbled with the bitches. Thomas whistled as they rushed through Henry's tunnel, and the chimney had been shut up. Then they came to the top of Gordon's steep hill. But Gordon had stuck. Steady now, Thomas, steady on this jabber, gumby. He shut off steam and began to put on the brakes. Then there was small trouble. Thomas called out, "They're stopping, they're stopping." But the trucks answered back, "No, no, 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 no," and bumped into each other. And before his vehicle could make them stop, they pushed Thomas down the hill in the red and laughing behind him. Poor Thomas tried hard to make them, to stop them, making him curve so fast. "Stop pushing! Stop pushing!" he hissed. "Group on, group on, group on, group on, group on." They giggled in the silly way. Thomas was glad when they got to the bottom of Gordon's steep hill. It is hot in front of the place, and they had to stop. Thomas and little. I little from the yard. On the station, a knock, a little one, and watching him. What's talking, Thomas? He asked. It was standing there. If it's trucks, Thomas answered. It did smoke comes for fast. It didn't mean to. It was past, said Thomas with a stick. Isn't so pulled trucks for before, and there's a lot to learn about trucks and others. They are silly things and must be kept in their place after pushing them about after 4 weeks. Don't know almost as much about them as Edward, and all there around there and small engine. And let's spin this explorer. And on an explorer. I mean, so in minutes, I mean, no. Not Thomas and the breakdown train. Every day, as he took the cage to the station to catch his train, he always said to Thomas, there were lots of trucks in the yard. Different ones came in every day. And Thomas had to push and pull them into their places. He was hard. He knew that he wasn't so smart or clever. She thought the spirit learned all the engines some flat trucks and trucks and strange things. His jibber gumby calls cranes. It's a breakdown train, said Gumby. When there's an accident, a workman gets into the curbs and the engine takes them quickly shape their people and clad men the leg. It's not in the song there. There was a small church, some fled trucks, and tall car, and tall car, and strange things is David called cranes. It's a breakdown train, he said, when there's an accident, a workman gets into the church, and the engine takes some quick that hurt people and climb in the lane. The cranes of lifting heavy things like engines and coaches and trucks. One river, speed day, there was such a peace and grateful spring morning. Thomas was working hard in the yard when suddenly he heard an engine whistling. Help! Help! And a goods train came rushing through the yard, much too fast. The engine and no one called James. He was knocking frightened, and his brakes weren't working well. They were not working well because they were on fire, and smoke and sparks streamed out on each side. Not to mention they were running hot, as they were not working well. They're pushing me, he panted, on. Not the stupid trucks, and still listening. James disappeared under the bed. It lived to teach those trucks a lesson, said Thomas the twig engine. Presently a bell rang in a signal box, and a man came running. James is off the lane. The breakdown train, quickly, he shouted. So Thomas was coupled on. The workmen jumped into the coach, and off they went. Thomas worked his hardest, chuffing quickly, and fast from the whistle. Have, he puffed, and this too, he wasn't pretending to be like Gordon. He rather meant it. Faster. Oh, bother those trucks and that chicks. James isn't hurt. They found James and the trucks at a bend in the knee. The brakes burned, and the last 4 trucks are still on the rails, but the front ones appeared in a heap. James is in a field with a car looking at him, and his driver and fireman are feeling him all over to see if he was hurt. But he wasn't much damaged. His paintwork was just never looking damaged, just speed. never mind, James, I said, on the feeling of the engine wasn't that damaged. It wasn't your fault, it was those wooden brakes they gave for. We always said they were no good. Thomas pushed the breakdown chain alongside James. Then he pulled the unhurt trucks out of the way. The unhurt trucks had been taken away and feeling of a soccer on themselves and feeling of a shameful did us. I could. Serves on it, said Thomas Costa. When the men put their other trucks back on the nail, he pulled them away too. He was hard at work, puffing backwards and forwards all the afternoon. This will teach Bob a lesson. This will teach Bob a lesson. Each heard the trucks, and they answered, yes it will, yes it will. You know, I said, heard and kick a sort of voice. No, get lost, said one truck saying something not neat, which Thomas just ignored. They left the broken trucks and mended the lead. Then, with 2 cranes, they put James back on the rails, putting his wheels on the track lead, watching them curve on it carefully, being watchful they were. I didn't make one mistake. Idiot. One literal mistake. He tried to move, but he couldn't work well. Sir Thomas helped him back on the shed. The second partner was waiting anxiously for them. Well, Thomas, he said kindly, we've heard all about it, and I'm pleased with how ran the useful engine. James had some proper brakes and a no coat of paint. And also with a branch lead also says, oh, sir, thank you, said Thomas, feeling proud. Now Thomas is as content, is as happy, content as can bear. He's a branch lead all to himself, and puffs paid backwards and forwards with his 2 curses all day. He's never feeling lonely because there is always some engine to talk to at the junction. Edward and Henry stop quite often to tell him the news. Gordon is always in a hurry and does not stop, but he never forgets to say it's for Thomas, and Thomas always whistles in the turn. And it's in this week's in det tar mig satan av så. Oh yes, it does sound special. Another memorable spot. James and the top head. Once upon a time, on the island of Spurtford, there is one special engine named James. James was a new engine who lived at a station at the other end of the lane. It had two small wheels in front and 6 driving wheels behind. They weren't as big as Gordon's, and they weren't as small as Thomas's. Of a special mixed traffic engine as it can him. You'll be able to pull coaches or trucks clean easily. The trucks were not easy things to manage, and on his first day, which he can remember, that the team that they pushed him down the hill and into the field. He had been ill after the accident, but now he had no brakes and a shining coat of red paint. The red paint would swallow up after the accident, so the significance that came there. You are to pull curses today, and it would show before. They went together to see the curses. After they waited for their jibbers and feelings to come in for their kids, they just had breakfast. Be careful with the curses, James, said Edward. They triply been bumped. Tugs her of a sailor and knowing nicer. They need to be bumped and taught to behave, but curses get cross or pay or earned. But James is thinking about his not cut off it paid, and wasn't rather much listening. They took the curses on the platform and were both coupled on in front. The head controller, the station master and some little boys all came to admit James's shielding rods and it paid. James's feeling pleased, but he was just about to make one small mistake, and he was feeling pleased. In a rather splendid engine, he thought, and suddenly let off steam. The head controller, the station master, and the guard all jumped, and a shower of water fell on the head controller's near top head. Just then the whistle blew. And James thought, I'd better sir. They went. Help on, he puffed Edward. Puff, puffed Edward. He did not lick start in over quickly. Grumbled the curses, but James did not listen. He wanted to run away before the head controller could call him back. He didn't even want to stop at the first station. And it would hard to stop. But the two curses would be on the platform before they stopped, and they hit a curb back to let the passengers out. Lots of people, Kate said James, and there's no one seemed to know about the head controller's top head. James felt glad. Presently they came to the junction, but Thomas was waiting with his two curses. James said Thomas, gently, feeling better, let's me. Oh, let's make God's whistle. Sorry, it can't stop. It took what the head controller would talk with outlets from this branch lead. He puffed off importantly with his two curses into the tunnel. Leaving the station, they passed a field But James, in his accident, the fence was mended and the cows were back again. He whistled, but they paid no attention. They clattered through Edward's station yard and started to clean the header beyond. The header and the lanes of it were steep and slippery as they were clearing up it. After, try not to make one small slip on the wheels on the track. It's ever so steep. It's ever so steep, asked James. I've done it before. I've done it before, asked Edward. It's steep, but we don't talk it. It's steep, but we don't talk it. The tall engines puffed together as they pulled the train up the long hill. They perfected one river, then rested the next station. Edward, James, and Gordon got stuck on the hill and had to push him up. James laughed so much that he got hiccups and fidgeted and later in a brick bonnet. It dropped all the parcels and porters. The station master and the guard had run after her, picking them up. James was quite in the shed at Ned. He had enjoyed his day, but he was feeling a little afraid of what the Fed controller would say about the topic, and it made him begin to feel and that's when the six over in the morning next over shot James and the bootlace. The next morning, the Fed controller spurted James, Savannah, and Crossler. If you can't behave, it shall take away your red coat and have your painted floor. So there. James did not like that at all, and he was being rough with the coaches. She brought them to the platform. Come along, come along, he called her. All in good team, all in good team. The coaches come on, answered James, and with the coaches screaming and grumbling after him, he snorted into the station. James was cross in morning. The Fed controller had spoken in Savannah. The coaches had dawdled, and worst of all, yet to fetch his bird coaches. God never does, thought James, and he's burned that painted broad. A splendid red-engine nightmare should never but to fetch his bird coaches. And it puffed and snorted, ran for the front of the train, and backed onto the road bump. Oh, 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 the coaches. It was too bad. To make James even more cross, he then had to take the coaches to a different platform, and no one came stood there. The head conservator was in his office. The station master was at the other end of the train. With the guard, and even the little boys stood a long way off. Sir James said, learn that. I'll spur them, he said to himself. I think Gordon is the engine who can pull Curtis. As soon as the guard's whistle blew, he started off with a tremendous jerk. Not starting over smoother, but rougher and fast. Come on. And the Curtis cleaning and curling test clattered over the pines and onto the main lane, onto the open lane. Hubba, puffed James. You're curbing too fast, you're curbing too fast. And indeed, they were curbing so fast that they swayed from seat to seat. James laughed and tried to curve faster, but the Curtis wouldn't let him. We're curbing to stop, they said, and James found himself curbing with a slipper and with a slipper. He was looking at her backer. She wasn't curbing to move fast enough, coming to a halt after he was curbing slipper. What's the matter? He asked his driver. The brakes are hard on making the papers leaker. You've been the coaches enough to make a leak in anything. The guard and the driver got down and looked at the brake pipes all along the train. At last they found a rough treatment that made the joint work loose. They were not curving anywhere until it was mended. How shall we mend it? Said the guard. James's driver thought of a movement. Then he took it with newspapers and a leather bootlace. Where is the bootlace coming from? Asked the guard. We haven't one. Ask the passengers, said the guard. This is working, sir. I should have working off the night. Sir, the guard made everyone get hurt. Austin had a butter if they got one. Wanted one, but refused to give them, but he did in the end. Fixed up the pit. Now James is able to pull the train, and he was a starter.